Yo, JD here, and as you can see, we are back on iRacing, and in today's video here, so a bit of a spoiler, but this is probably the most difficult iRacing race I have had so far, because all the videos that I've done previously have gone pretty well. But I think it is very important as I embark on this iRacing journey to not only show you the highs, but also the lows, because for me it's very important to show people a true perspective of what someone's journey is, because a lot of people, they just see the end result, they don't see the journey in between. And you can see here an absolutely perfect example in this Formula 4 car, otherwise known as the Formula D car, which iRacing have recently just changed the names for some of the formulas. I've been really struggling getting up to grips with this car, and granted, I actually did this yesterday. I jumped on this track, which is a circuit in Norway. Can't pronounce the name of it. Someone can maybe help me out there. I absolutely love the track. The track feels like it's a go-kart track, in all honesty. It feels absolutely amazing to drive, but with this Formula 4 car, I find it very, very easy to lose the car under the braking, and if you just carry a bit too much minimum speed, then the car will pretty much just give up on you. Because I was driving the Formula 3 car last week, and I have to say I actually really much prefer that car, because you're in the Formula 3 car, you can actually slide it around much more. It's much more stable under braking, but in this one here, it's very, very punishing under the brakes. It's very easy to lock up, very easy to lose the car as you're going through a corner itself. And this is the lap I did in practice, which wasn't too bad at all, but you can see very much on the cautious side. So again, if you do enjoy these videos, please give the video a like, but also please criticize me. Tell me what you think I should be doing better. What do you see in my inputs? What do you see in the driving itself? This is actually with a fixed car setup as well, so there's nothing you can change whatsoever. Yeah, that was a 19.6 or something like that, which I was fairly happy with. And yeah, granted, again, we did do this yesterday where everyone else had a whole week, but as you can see here, our race just got much, much harder. We have Mr. Thomas Ronhaar, who I'd say is the fastest F1 Esports driver of all time. GG to Lucas Blakey winning the title. I think it was thoroughly deserved. Obviously the most consistent, but in terms of pure pace, I think Thomas Ronhaar is the fastest man in esports. And as you can see here, we've actually just clocked that he has joined the session, which we are... Yeah, it's not really what we need when we're trying to get as good results as we possibly can. But yeah, you'll see coming through here, I was just saying that this track has been out all week. As you'll see, some people recognise me in the lobby, so shout out to anyone who does recognise me. Quite a few of you. Don't be hesitant to message me personally on the iRacing if you want. PM me. I will always reply back as much as I can. And yeah, this is actually, I think, the qualifying that we are about to go into. See a little bit of smile on my face. Definitely helps me get in a bit better mood, because I was really struggling with this car quite a bit. So again, please post down below what you think I could be doing better in this one, because I definitely prefer the Formula 3 car than the F4 car itself. But this is actually the start of my qualifying lap, and we're going to take you through it here. So going through this turn 1, I'm going to be kissing this curb, and I felt like this first sector wasn't really too bad at all. It's really the second sector and a bit of the final sector where I lose the most amount of time. So coming through into here now, this downhill right hand, it's absolutely amazing corner coming into here. But yeah, looking at my inputs, looks like I'm power braking quite a bit, so using the throttle and the brake quite a bit at the same time itself. I'm pretty happy with the force feedback. I know I still need to change the field of view. That's something I actually just need to change ASAP. I don't know why I haven't actually got around to that just yet. But coming into this corner here, this is where I lose a lot of time. So coming into here, do we lock up? Yeah, it's just so easy to snatch a brake going through here. So even if you don't apply that much brake pressure, it's very easy for your brakes to just snatch. Going through here, I was always a bit cautious through here because I feel like it's either gear, it's kind of like a gear 3.5 you need going through that corner, because I was always scared of just carrying too much speed, because third was too low, fourth felt a bit too high going through there. And coming across the line, what is this going to be? I think it's going to be a 19.0, which I was actually fairly content with, and you'll be able to see it at the results of this here. We actually come in 8th. Thomas Ronhart only, about 2 and a bit tenths faster, so I was actually pretty happy with that. So as the lights go out, waiting for them to go out, as I go out now, did not get a good launch at all, because you can just pretty much mash on the throttle, or I need to start using that dual clutch system in order to get a good start. So going for it here, my main concern is just to try and not get any incidents at all, because I want my safety rating to go up just so I can be promoted into Class C, because then that's when I get access to the Formula 3 cars, which I think will probably be my favourite category so far, because I have been doing a lot of test driving in that Formula, and I think it definitely suits me probably even more so than anything else I've driven so far. You can see, just come through here, just try and navigate through this, not taking really that many risks or anything at all. And yeah, as this guy, luckily we just managed to avoid him, but yeah, just go through here, I was just always scared to just carry the speed. And do we snatch a brake? Yes, we do again. So that front right tyre is just always snatching all the time. I have increased my brake pressure to make it a bit stiffer as well, which I think has helped to a degree, but I can still see that I'm actually using the brake probably a little bit more than required. Kind of just dragging that brake, so you can even see it just going through there on the telemetry on the right hand side, which if you want to download that telemetry, check out the link in the description. Something that's very, very useful if you do decide to play iRacing itself. But you can see there's a little bit of a battle coming up here, and I think Thomas Ronhart might be at the front of the train here, and I think he is only just come on iRacing as well. But as expected, I think the main strength of him is his pace. If he can get a bit more experience in F1 Esports, kind of capitalise on some moments, cut out some mistakes, then I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future itself. So I'm just going to do the best I can to see how close I can stay to these guys itself, because I think it wasn't just the car but also this track. As I said, you get a full week to do a car and track combo, and I decided to do this on Monday evening, which means most people have had almost a full week to practice this. So I'd always recommend people to try and jump on the car and track combo early if you're looking to increase your I rating or safety rating. Try and get ahead of the curve, get in as much practice as you can. Don't be afraid to sit into some practice sessions as well before you feel quite comfortable, because you can also watch people's races as a event is actually going on, so you don't have to register to it. You can actually see what the pace is from the leaders. You can see they're on boards, and that will give you a pretty good indication of what the lap time you should be aiming for. And then once you've done the practice, then you can actually jump in. But with this one here, the tracks actually change every Tuesday, and I knew this is pretty much one of my last opportunities to do this track and car combo because of real life getting in the way a little bit in the past week. So kind of went into this with about 20 minutes or so of practice. So I got up to speed quite quickly, but yeah, in this race we were just lacking the pace itself. Adds a little bit of an incident between these two cars, so yeah, that's not going to do anyone's safety rating any favours at all. But yeah, like I said, I think it's really important to show the actual true journey, even when it comes to F1, which is kind of my bread and butter. No, at the end of the day, when you see time trials, or when you see people going very quickly, or even people who are in F1 Esports, that's kind of their finished product. You haven't seen the progression, you haven't seen the highs and lows. And for me personally, I think it's important to not just show your good moments but also your bad moments, because then people can learn from that, and then they can avoid the same mistakes you've made and when you've been on your journey as well. So hopefully this is useful to people. And again, with me, this is a brand new game for myself. I know it's gonna take some time to get to a good level, to a level that I'm satisfied with. And if you guys can help me, as I've hopefully helped some of you guys with F1 in the past, then anything you can say to me, I'll take it on board completely, because I just want to improve myself in this game, because I really do love how it feels. But in this one here, I was definitely really struggling, so always locking up. And yeah, I think maybe even increasing the dead zone of the brake, or increasing the stiffness even more. I know the field of view will probably help a little bit as well, but going for it, you can see it's a corner where I feel it's either you need kind of a 3.5 or 3.5 gear going through there. So I don't know if I'm maybe carrying a bit too much speed, or I personally feel that I'm not slowing it down enough, so braking a bit later but harder, getting it slowed down and then going through it. Whereas what I'm trying to do here is just kind of like an F1 22, where you're just trying to carry that minimum speed as much as possible. But at the moment we are with 4th place, so we actually are doing quite well. But now coming through into here, we're having a bit of a lock-up and a bit of contact from the car behind as well. And yeah, it was a bit stressful, a bit intense. You can see how hard I'm actually working here, because I've got quite a few cars in close proximity behind me. It's coming through to here again. Looks like he could just carry so much speed down the inside. So I do think a lot of it is the track itself, just going against people who've had quite a bit of time to go around, do many laps around here, and I absolutely love it. But it's a very unique circuit itself. But coming through to here, we just absolutely miss our braking point, and then coming through to here, trying to find the contact, but then we get a 2-second or over a 2-second slowdown penalty, which I know many of you and quite a few people I've spoken to have said that the slowdown system is a bit weird on this game. Even when you've clearly lost a lot of time, the game does punish you maybe a little bit too much. So you can see you're getting a bit frustrated here. So it's not always going to be hunky-dory, but these are the moments which are crucial to someone's development in terms of actually reaching their potential. And now we're just getting underneath even more pressure. So we lost a couple of positions before. This guy's going down the inside, so we have to leave some room again. And yeah, for me, I wouldn't be able to make that move in this car right now, because I would just be so conscious of just locking up all the time. So managing just to stay ahead, coming through into here, and then coming through into this last corner, trying to get a good run through here. But you can see again, he takes a much tighter line. The slipstream isn't quite as powerful as it is in the Formula V cars, but this is actually now the final lap of the race itself. So realistically, just keep it clean, just minimize the incidents and maximize the safety rating, because I'm still going to gain iRating, I'm still going to gain safety rating, but kind of the competitive racer in me is kind of taking over right now. And I think you can see that by my face here. Like, for me, I'm a very chilled out person in real life outside of the game, but when I'm driving, and yeah, just pushing too hard there, and overall just a very frustrating race. So just not using the brakes enough, because I just didn't have the confidence to use them. So I feel like maybe I was just carrying a bit too much speed, but we don't have any time to relax, because we've got this guy right behind me who, again, taking a bit of a tighter line, and we have to be on the defensive here. So coming here, is he going to go down the inside? No, I think the answer is no, but we're going in deep once again. So really struggling with the brakes in this car. That's definitely the thing I'm struggling with the most in this Formula 4, or if you want to call it Formula D itself. So we lost another position here, and yeah, that was a tough one. But sometimes the toughest moments you go through, whether that's racing or anything else, are the biggest lessons, and you can certainly learn a lot from looking back at the things you have done. So please let me know what you think. Any advice, whether that's constructive or anything at all, please send it my way, and have a guess what I just said there as well. But I really hope you're enjoying this iRacing content. I'll pretty much be making this a series, so this will be the series race to 2K rating, then a race to 3K, and then above and beyond to that. So I really hope you're enjoying this. Give the video a like if you are, and I'll be catching you very soon. Peace.